Hey everybody, KC here. So before I went away on my vacation to the Bahamas, one of the things I wanted to do was make sure that A, I was going to be able to use my iPhone while I was there, and B, make sure I was going to do it in such a way that I wasn't going to end up with a $2,000 bill at the end of it. Because, right, if you're not careful about this stuff, it can get really out of hand. So I have an AT&T plan with my iPhone. So what I did is I called AT&T. And I basically explained what I was doing. I was going to go to the Bahamas. I was going to be there for eight or 9 days. And what do I need to do? Got a very nice person who said, oh, listen, basically what you can do is you get this thing called an international day pass. And basically for one device, it costs you $10 a day. If you want to add other devices, it would be $5 a day per device. In this case, we are going to have my iPhone, this is Content Guy's iPhone, and my iPad, which I was bringing along just in case of an emergency. So basically, the most it could cost would be for $20 a day. That's great. And so the most it would cost me over 9 days, $180 to be in touch with the world, to be able to get calls from the kids, if disaster strikes, to have access to that stuff, sounded really, really good. So, and basically it was explained, it was internet, texting, and unlimited data. Well, that sounded really good, right? So I said, okay, I'm going to do that in a couple of days. Went right before I go. Great. I went and told Mrs. Content Guy. And she said, gee, internet, texting, unlimited data, are you able to make phone calls? I said, well, I kind of believe you can, but I didn't ask that question specifically. Let me just go back and ask the question real quick. I do better talking to people than I do, researching online. Probably could have found it out, right? Just by going to their website. So I call back. And I get somebody different. I get a nice guy named Ronald. And I explain my question. And it ends up then Ronald says, well, let me kind of lay this out for you. First of all, if you keep your phone on airplane mode, it means it's only going to work in a place where you have Wi-Fi. Well, then you can download anything you want, make any calls you want, because you're going to be on Wi-Fi. It's not going to cost you anything. So you don't have to worry about that. He says, by the way, on your iPhone and your iPad, you already have international day pass. You must have put it on in the past. We'll just add the iPhone on that. I said, that's really terrific. And then he started explaining this. Well, the whole idea of how I was going to use it and I was going to be able to save money, not a problem. Well, then I started asking him questions about, well, why have you on your phone? Can we look at my plan and just see that I'm not spending too much money? Well, go figure, it ends up I am spending way too much money. And I cut the bill down with Ronald by like $100 a month. It was unbelievable. The difference between the first call to AT&T and the second call to AT&T, it was like night and day. First guy was very nice, but Ronald really helped me. And the question I would ask retailers and suppliers for that matter is this. So when somebody calls with a question, who's answering the phone? The first guy or Ronald? Because the first guy didn't do a lot to help the company. Ronald actually was really, really helpful. And I walked away saying, God, he was terrific. So that's the question every retailer, every business has to ask itself. Who's answering the phones? And when they answer the phones, are they doing their best to help the shopper, help the consumer, help the customer, or are they just giving them cursory answers and move on? I had, two very different experiences within about 10 minutes at AT&T. I think it's a kind of thing that could be happening in a lot of places as well. Anyway, that's what's on my mind this morning. And as always, I want to hear what's on your mind.